Hi everyone, how are you doing? So what I want to talk about in this video is practical worries versus hypothetical worries. So everyone worries about something at some point. We can't get through life and just be, never worry about anything at all. But have you ever considered the possibility of thinking about or identifying whether you are worrying about a practical thing or you're hypothetically worrying about something which hasn't happened yet, but it still has causes stress for you? So what I'm talking about, and I'm going to give some examples, hypothetical worries are things like worrying about the future. You could get to a certain age and you say, I'm worried I'm going to get married. Worrying about aging, worrying about whether you're going to have children or not, worrying about the economy. So a lot of things that are hypothetical worries cause a lot of stress because, one, you can't predict or control them because they haven't happened yet. And two, most of the things we worry about that are hypothetical worries are out of our control. We've got no control over where inflation and interest rates are going to go up on mortgages or on other things. We've got absolutely no control over whether we meet someone in time to have children by a particular age. We've got some control over whether we meet someone. We've got some control over our money and our financial situation, but we don't have control over other things. So when people have these hypothetical worries, these are probably the worries that they focus on the most. So instead of saying, okay, well, here's some practical worries like, oh, I've got loads of housework and it's overwhelming. My children are going on school trips coming up and I've got to organise everything. I've got family birthdays coming up. Those might be genuine worries that you have because it's going to take work, because it's going to take probably money, time, but they're not things that you can't do anything about. You can take action on practical worries. But what people tend to do is they sort of put those things aside and they start worrying about things that haven't happened yet. They start worrying about things that they can't do anything about. And the reason people do that, I think, is avoidance. Because if everyone really sat down and said, what are all the things you have control of? You have control over more things than you have that you can actually do something about, rather than worrying about all the things that are outside of your control. But that's easier to do because then that means you don't have to take any action, and that means you can stay stuck in this worry loop, or a worry habit as they call it. So all I want to do is I'll give a few tips. So one of the tips, and this is something we encourage within counselling, is when you're worrying all the time, and this can also be a form of anxiety, give yourself a 5-minute worry window. So say to yourself, for 5 minutes, it's the same as like taking 5 minutes aside to do meditation, to relax. You would give yourself 5 minutes of every day, and you would say, in this time, I'm just going to worry about absolutely everything. So you're just going to process all the worrying things that are going to causing you to worry, and then you're going to stop. Now, it doesn't mean it will work, but it's a way of saying to your brain, okay, well, this is my time. If you have a specific time of every day, for 5 minutes you worry and that's it, it means hopefully for the rest of the time, you won't kind of be worried as much. You can do the same thing with journaling. You can have 5 minutes where you just write down in your journal everything that's bothering you, everything that's worrying you, and then you spend the rest of the time not thinking about it. Another thing you can do is divide the worries again into hypothetical worries, things that you can't do anything about, things that haven't happened yet, and practical worries, things that you can do. Take action on the practical worries. Just do something about it. If you're getting worried because all of your life tasks are piling up, make a list and then just take action and actually do some of those tasks. Then with the hypothetical worries, you need to embrace uncertainty. You need to say to yourself, well, even if I worry for the rest of this year about my mortgage payments going up next year, is it going to prevent anything from happening? No, your mortgage payments are still going to go up next year, but you've spent the whole of this year worrying about it. So be real with yourself. Say to yourself, is this a realistic way of handling this situation? You're not being harsh on yourself, but you're just looking at the realism of the situation. So another thing is to accept life as being something that you can't control or aspects of. I live my life by thinking about the things that I can control. The majority of my time is focused on the things I can do something about, the action I can take. It's not focused on all the things I can't do anything about, all the people that might be out there who don't like me, all the things that are happening which I've got absolutely no control over. Why would I spend my time and energy on those things when there's nothing I can do about them? So I think if you made a promise to yourself that you would try to focus your energy and time on the things you can control, you would start to take action. You would make the distinction between a hypothetical worry, something in the future that hasn't happened yet but you're still worried about, and a practical worry, something that is happening right now, causing you to worry, and you can do something about. The other thing, the final thing to do, is to think about what is it that you're not doing. Be honest with yourself. Why are these worries piling up like laundry? You know, are you not taking enough action? Are you not where you want to be? Have you not fulfilled those promises to yourself? When we worry, it means that we don't have faith and confidence in ourselves, because if we have faith and confidence that we're going to achieve all the goals that we set, you know, maybe not in the right timescale, but eventually, then you don't need to worry. So I just think that worrying is just pointless. And I know that it's not as easy as you can just switch off and start to not worry, but start to say to yourself, what is the benefit of me worrying in this way? So is there something I can do to reduce or to prevent the worrying? So I hope you found this video useful. If you have, feel free to share it with other people. Leave your comments. Thanks for watching. Bye.